Last month, Mayor proclaimed August was going to be Better Together month here in Houston. He emphasized, and he just did again, a need for us to get the positivity rate down to below 5%. Last week, 25.9%. Last week, we were at 23.3%, which was not a very big drop. This week, it is down to 17.6%. So that's a considerable drop. So I think it proves that when we work together, we can do better. So Mayor's right with our Better Together slogan, moving in that direction, because while we have moved, and this graph shows, the purple line is the 14-day average, so that is we calculate that to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of variability from day to day. That is a very solid number. And you can see that you'll see that the bars are dropping down as well. That's a little bit misleading because that has to do with the volume of tests. So that has nothing to do with the positivity rate. That is the volume of tests. So what that indicates is something we also talked about last week, and that is there is lots of testing which is still available. People are not going and getting tested as much, which has me concerned. But you call our number at the health department, there is plenty of testing capacity and capability available. So if you were worried about there being long lines, that's not quite so much an issue anymore. We have plenty of ways to get you tested. Unfortunately, not everybody is taking advantage of it, so let's go ahead and take advantage of it. Now is the time. We're moving in the right direction. Let us not lose momentum. On our next slide, we're going to look a little bit more graphically. We looked at the neighborhoods we've shown. And I want to caution everyone that the darker the blue, those are the neighborhoods where we're seeing the higher percent positive. Remember, the dark blue here indicates a zip code where the testing positive rate is greater than 30%. That is very, very high. But also note that those that are more lightly colored, they can still be up to as much as 20% positive. So that does not mean that there's no activity there. That's one thing about misleading. There is virus spreading in each and every zip code in Houston. And this reflects the result, the residents of the people where they live. This doesn't reflect where they became infected. And we update this every week, and this helps us with the health department as we drive our efforts into neighborhoods to try and get folks the help that they need, whether it be awareness or an opportunity to be tested or whatever other resources. And as the mayor pointed out, we are now going and knocking door to door in neighborhoods to make sure people get the information that they need. And the next thing I want to point out is when we get tests that come back that are positive, those are considered investigations. So we reach out to the folks who have tested positive. And if you should get a phone call where the caller ID is Houston Health and or the number is 713-853-8700, that's the health department reaching out to talk to you to make sure that you have everything you need to know if you've tested positive. It also starts the process of contact tracing. So that's the phone number. You may get an email because when you signed up, if you gave us your email, that's going to be our way of reaching out to you because that's how you indicated you wanted to be reached out to. Or perhaps you'll get a text message from one of three numbers, 35134, 73940, or 39242. Again, which is our way of reaching out to you to get that case investigation started. Now, here's the thing that's really important. If we as a community are going to get ahead of this virus, and we are currently behind it with a positivity rate of 17.6%, we are still behind it. We're going to get ahead of it. That means we need to contact the cases, talk to them, and then find out who their contacts are so we can tell them that they need to protect themselves and their loved ones as well. That's how we get ahead of it. So please, when we reach out to you, take our phone call, take the email survey, text back with us, work with us. We will never ever, the health department will never ever ask for anything like your social security number, your immigration status, your bank account number, none of that stuff. If anybody starts asking you those sorts of things, that's not us. Hang up, click off, do whatever. That is not us. We will never ever ask for that. We have no reason to need that information. So we will never ask for that. We will ask you about where you've been, who you've been with, and help us help you. And remember again, the people that you're most likely to infect, number one person you're most likely to infect is a family member. The number two person you're most likely to infect is a coworker. And after that comes friends and neighbors. So we're looking out to protect the people that you care about the most. That's your family and your coworkers. So help us help you protect your neighborhood and your family and those that matter most to you. And then finally, one thing I want to say, and I know Chief Pena is going to probably talk about this too, but if you start developing symptoms, no, I'm switching hats from my health department hat to my EMS hat. know that if you're developing symptoms and you're feeling ill, that's the time to start reaching out. Whether you've got a primary care doctor, if you've got a home health, or a health home rather, a medical home, reach out. We want to help you. Please don't wait until you're so sick that you're in real big trouble. It makes it more difficult for folks to treat you and to get you back on your feet. So once you start getting sick, go to a clinic, call your doctor. If you need to call and go to a hospital emergency department, so be it. Remember, 911 is for emergencies only, but don't wait until you're so sick that you're in really big trouble. And I know that I believe Chief Payne is going to probably talk on that too, but those are my comments today, Mayor.